All right. We are here with money, whiskey, and coffee all the way from the UK. You know, he is a very talented YouTuber, guys, and me and him did a few collaborations, and this is our first live stream together. And I'm excited and I'm stoked about this because this is something I've been looking forward to do for a while now. And I just want to thank you for taking the time out to do this. I really appreciate this. And I just want to, I just want to thank you for doing this. So, on that note, my brother, let's dive on in, you know?
Well, thank you for having me, man. It's my pleasure to be here, and thank you for all your kind words. I don't think I'm that talented, but hey, I'll take your word for it.
Yes, you are very talented, my brother. You are very, very talented, you know? Um, I just have a few questions to ask you. Since you're in the markets like myself, you being in the UK market and I'm being in the US market, and you do dabble in a bit in the US market. I would say, right? What do you, based on what's going on in the market right now? What you think that's going on in the market right now? I just want your honest opinion.
Well, I'm mostly dabbling in the US market to be fair, but I have global exposure. But looking at my portfolio over the last few days, I see that most markets are behaving roughly the same, trading sideways. A bit of a drop, especially in the sectors that I'm exposed in. I'm heavily exposed in the tech sector and
Yes.
new technologies and things like that. Uh, but what's going to happen in the future? Well, nobody knows. If I knew what was going to happen in the future, I'll be rich by now.
I know, man. I know. Me too, man. Me too. But I like to say I like the unpredictability of the market, because a lot of people get this misconception of, oh, if you put this money in at the market right now, you could double your money and this and that and third, and it doesn't make no sense. It doesn't, and I think it's ridiculous. Good morning, the Stock Explorer. How
Hi,
you
Nora.
doing?
Good morning.
Good morning. Good to have you here, Stock Explorer. But as I was saying, the market is very unpredictable, right? No one could predict the market. And just to take the words from the great Warren Buffett himself, he said, "Listen, be patient." Um, Rule number one: protect your money. Rule number two: don't forget rule number one. And Warren Buffett is one of the most patient investors I've met in my my lifetime, my 27 years living on this earth. I think Warren Buffett is like almost 90 years old, which is cool. And I must say, I try my best to listen to what he says. Like I go back and I watch his old interviews on TV and stuff like that, and I like it. I like it because patience is key, because you can't always rush everything, because the more you rush stuff, it goes down in shambles, if you
Yeah.
get what I'm saying. And as far as you being in the UK, right? I remember you mentioned something in the Discord. For those who not know, we are in the same Discord. Just educate the masses on the tax rates you guys get in the UK.
Well, tax rates we get. Well, we pay a higher tax rate out of our salaries, obviously,
Yeah.
because we have universal healthcare with the NHS, so we pay out of our taxes for that.
Yes.
However, on the flip side, our tax allowances for investments are quite generous. So we don't
Right.
pay anything on capital gains tax up to £12,300, which is about $17,000, if I remember correctly.
Right.
And we don't pay anything in tax for dividends up to £2,000,
That's
which
pretty.
is
That's pretty.
which is quite generous. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I wish we have that over here, but unfortunately we don't. Uncle Sam wants everything, you know. Where I live in the States, I live in New York City, man. I think we pay like 7 different type of taxes, my brother, and it's very depressing. It's very very depressing. But hey, listen, I don't make the rules, yo. I don't make the
Yeah.
rules. You know?
Well, it really depends. I mean, I don't mind paying taxes if I get something in return.
Yeah,
So, in the case of the UK, I do get something in return. It could be better, obviously. Mismanagement is a thing. It's not perfect, but I do get something in return, so I'll happily pay my taxes. Also, I don't have to do any tax returns. Uh, all the all the taxes are taken at the end of the month from my salary automatically. I don't have to worry about that at all.
right. Right.
So, if it works like that, I honestly don't mind paying a tax. But if I was paying a high tax rate and get nothing back, yeah, I would probably be a bit annoyed.
Trust me, man. Like, listen, I came across an article recently, right? In Canada, if you make 200,000, you're classified as one of the elite. In the US, if you make 400,000 a year, you're classified as a member of the elite. And then if you like in Dubai and in United Emirates, if you make 900,000 a year, you're classified as a member of the elite society. So, uh, uh, could you let us know what classifies as elite salary in the UK? Like, what how many pounds you have to make to be considered a part of the elite?
Well, it really depends, but I mean, the average salary here in the UK is around £31,000.
Right,
Obviously, it might not sound like a lot, but it really depends on the cost of living between countries and obviously between areas in the same country at the same
right,
time. £31,000 for someone living in London is not enough. Let's put it that way. But £31,000 for someone living outside London, in a city like, let's say, Leeds, it's more than enough.
right.
Uh, and also, it really depends on your work experience, which sector you're working in. But if I was to say what would classify you as an elite earner here in the UK, I would say anything above £70,000 would definitely classify you as an elite, and uh, that's income for an individual, not a household income, obviously.
Right. Which is cool, man. Because when I came across that article, right, I just found it kind of interesting because here in America, if you make 400,000, you're considered that someone that has a lot of money. Hence, from a person that only makes like what 100,000 or to 60 to 70,000, right? You make money, but you're not there yet. You're close. So let's just say if you
Mm.
make like 60 to 70,000, you could afford to live outside of Manhattan, you
Mm.
know. But to live in Manhattan, you have to make like at least 100,000 or higher, because the rent prices in Manhattan is, as you would know, because you know London as well is very expensive,
Yes.
you know. And London and New York is one of the most expensive cities in the world. I think it's on the top 5 list of most expensive cities to live
Mm.
in the world. And based on we coming from two different countries, you know, and we just stumbled to invest in the stock market. And for me, my journey in the stock market has been very entertaining and very interesting because I've learned a lot in a short amount of time. And I could say for myself, I wish I've learned to do this years ago when I was like in my early teens. But
Yeah, me too.
yeah, man. But you're never too late to learn.
Mhm.
And hey, I'm along this journey, and I'm looking forward to get this show on the road, man. You know, to get the ball running because sky has no limit. And hey, listen, let's tell the people what stocks that you're looking at, if you don't mind asking.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, I'm more than happy to tell people some stocks that I'm looking
Oh
at.
yeah.
Obviously,
By the way, people, this is not
not financial
financial
advice.
advice.
Of course, it's not financial advice.
Yes.
I'm looking at those stocks to buy with my own money. Nobody pays for it. So if I lose, I lose.
Yes.
Don't take anything as a recommendation. I mean, I'm just a guy on the internet. So yeah.
Yes.
Well, obviously, I am more into the U.S. market, the US being the biggest market, but I also look at stocks from around the world because there are companies outside the US that are global companies that have a global reach, and they are, if they were listed in the US, they could be in the S&P 500. Let's put it that way.
Which is a
Um,
good play. Very good.
yeah. So I'm gonna probably tell more about global stocks because most people know U.S. stocks, but I am also gonna give one U.S. company that many people don't know about. So let's go to Europe first, France. I'm looking at Dassault Systems.
Mm-hmm.
They are a tech company. They're making software, engineering software. They make software similar to what Autodesk or Ansys makes in the US. They are a global company. They have customers worldwide. Most of their customers are automotive and aerospace companies, so the likes of Tesla, the likes of Airbus are their customers. Their ticker symbol is DSY. They're listed in the Paris Stock Exchange. They recently went to a 5-to-1 stock split.
Nice.
So their split is their stock at the moment is quite affordable. Um, the overall consensus for this stock is a hold, leaning towards buy from analysts.
Mm,
Now, if we jump borders and go to Germany, probably most people know this company. It's Siemens. They're a big company. They have split the company into different segments because they were doing quite a lot of things. They had a healthcare segment, which now is listed on its own. They had an energy segment, which again now it's listed on its own. So the core company Siemens, they do industrial automation and they do also software,
right.
and they are competing with Dassault, the company I mentioned previously, directly.
Sounds like
Uh,
sounds like a very good rivalry right there. That
yeah,
sounds good.
they have a very big rivalry. They are targeting the exact same markets. Again, they have customers in the automotive space. Mercedes Benz is one of their biggest customers, and
Mm.
actually, they took Mercedes Benz from Dassault a few years back, and that was a major move on Siemens' part.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
uh,
Here in America, there's a lot of Benz, man. I see a lot of people driving a lot of
yeah,
Benz.
yeah. Well, so that their ticker symbol is SIE. They're listed in the German. They're listed in two German stock exchanges, actually.
Yes.
One of them is the Frankfurt one, and the overall consensus for this company is a buy. They're quite profitable,
Right.
and they are doing quite a lot of innovative things.
And you said the ticker symbol is SIE?
SIE, yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Man, just from hearing what you just said just now, um, I must say I never looked at stocks like that globally before because
Mm.
I only know the U.S. markets, you know, and just from your little insight just now, I've learned something new, and it's something that I will consider to invest in.
Mm.
I'll do my DD, my due diligence and research on it, and if I need more insight, I will reach out to you and contact you
Yeah,
about it,
of course.
which is very good. And this is something very, like I just said, is very new for me. And I'm a type of person, I like to learn as much as I can, because knowledge is power,
Yeah.
and you're looking at stuff. You say yes, you're in the U.S. market, but you're looking at stuff globally. So I'll have to see if my Weeble or even the TD Ameritrade account I have has this ticker, and I'll try to put some money aside to invest in this ticker,
Um,
because
y- yeah, usually companies like those that I just mentioned, because they're global companies, you might be able to find them if you're based in the US, as they are traded as over-the-counter
right,
stocks.
right,
So you might be able to find them. I was definitely able to access them through eToro. Um, those two companies, even though eToro doesn't give you access to Germany or France, because they
right,
were traded as over-the-counter stocks
right,
in the
right,
US.
right. Well, thank you for that, and I'll do my due diligence and research on that. But another thing I want to ask you, right? Because it's based on your last two short videos you
Mm.
did, and I don't know if you want to like let the people know a little bit more about that car that you recently got. If you're up to it.
Car? I didn't buy a
No,
car
no, no, not
recently.
the car, man. Sorry, the card, the card. Sorry, my pronunciation. I'm still a little
Oh, that's
sick
fine.
for my pronunciation.
You mean my graphics card for my PC?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I got an Nvidia graphics card for my PC a few months ago,
Right.
and I was just due an upgrade on my main PC, and Nvidia in general as a company is at the top of their game at the moment. Uh, I must be honest, I did close my position recently because I wanted to take some profits and reinvest the money elsewhere. They are going through a 2-to-1 stock split at some
Mm-hmm.
point if they haven't done that already.
Mm-hmm.
So the price is gonna half for one share, but they do a lot of things other than just graphics cards. They do a lot of things in terms of artificial intelligence. They do a lot of things in the industrial sector as well. They have partnerships with BMW, Mercedes Benz.
Nice,
They
nice.
do have partnerships with Tesla because uh, they do develop autonomous driving solutions, and a lot of the early work was done in collaboration with Tesla. And obviously, they do make graphics cards for consumers, but they do make graphics cards for servers and for professional applications, scientific applications that require a lot of computing power, number crunching. It's far more efficient to do that on a graphics card rather than a CPU. And that's why they are selling quite a lot of graphics cards at the moment
Mm,
for those kind of applications. So, number crunching for new medicine, number crunching for simulation on new products. That might be an airplane, that might be a computer part, or a new mobile phone. Their cards are there, crunching numbers, giving out results. So engineers can actually design new products more efficiently. And they do have a very awesome AI solution, which I am using right now. My background is quite blurred. If you
Mm,
can see, that's done live from the graphics card. I can just replace my background, as you see,
nice, bro. Nice.
remove it
I
completely,
need,
and
I need one of that. I need one of that. That's
yeah,
that is very cool. That's very.
and
I
that's
especially
done on the graphics card, real time.
nice. I especially like with the money and the coffee right there. Like that's your insignia right there, man. Like, that is very cool, man. So like this is another this is another reason why I'm kind of glad that we did this because I found out something very new today. You know that I never know that was going on because I'm a tech savvy person, but I'm a tech savvy person to a certain level, and I learned something new today, and this is why I like to network with people, so you could gradually learn as you go, you know, and I appreciate this insight that you gave here, and I must say, my brother, I must say this. I just love what you do, man. I love what you do.
Thank you.
I love what you do, man. And it's
Thank you very much. But that's the whole point of doing these collaborations and me subscribing to your channel. We
yes,
learn new things from each other because I don't know everything, obviously. I
yes,
have to learn from somebody else. And
yes,
it's the same. What you said about me is the same about you. I learn a lot of things from your videos as well.
yes, yes, man. And the most recent ETF, most investment I did recently, right? I invested in the VTI ETF,
Mm.
total stock market ETF. And before I even invest in it, a friend of mine goes by the name of Chris Marshall. He's one of my mentors. I say, hey, listen, you have all this money in the bank account, right? Just make some of it go work for you. I'm like, what you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
What you mean by that? He said, okay, this is what you do. You take some of the money out, you open a trading account, you transfer that money into that trading account, you buy a stock at a certain price, and when it goes up, you have two options. You leave it there and you sell. And you sell it and you lock in some profit. So when he said that to me, I was very skeptical at first, because I wasn't sure. Then COVID-19 happened, and that's when I really started to take it more serious, and I just been hooked on it ever
Mhm.
since. But the VTI, the total stock market ETF, and reason why invested into that because I wanted a nice safe play as far as investment, and at the same time, I like growth stocks as well,
Mhm.
like individual stocks. But at the same time, I have to look at, hey, listen, it's good to have like a safe play as well, because when the market goes down, you just know that you have something there to balance you, like a little cushion, like a niche. And since I've put money into this total stock market ETF, it's been doing its thing so far.
Mhm.
Slow and steady win the race, you know. And
Yeah.
I kind of like that ETF because it's involving almost everything in the entire stock market, which is very good. So that means I'm very diverse in this ETF. And a lot of people will say, "Oh, why you invested in an ETF, man? You're not gonna make no money. That's a waste of time." I'm like, I said, this is the difference between me and you. I am not in a hurry to make money, right? This is the thing. This is the conception people have in their head. They want to get money right away, right away, right away. I said it don't happen overnight. It takes time,
Yeah.
patience, and due diligence. But at the same time, I just take a page from Warren Buffett. Protect your money,
Mm.
right? Because
Yeah.
investing in an ETF, you basically protecting your money, but yet you have risk at the same time. But I'm protecting my money. But yes, I do have growth stocks and other individual stocks that I have. But at the same time, You know what? Let me give it a shot because I want to see what happens. Because this is not financial advice. If I invest my money in any stock, I just know the risk that I'm taking. It
Hmm.
either it goes up or it could crash and burn. That's my choice at the end of the day.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'll be honest. Yes, I am looking at individual stocks, but the majority of my investments are in ETFs. I have S&P 500 ETF. I have a North American ETF. I do have emerging markets ETFs. I do have thematic ETFs that have to do with hydrogen and robotics. I
Hmm.
do have ETFs that are focused in Europe, and this kind of minimizes my risk because I don't want to go all in one stock. That company might not do well and lose all my money. So, and also, I am not. I'm not an expert in picking up stocks, so
Exactly.
I don't have all the time of the day just researching stocks and graphs and looking at financials. I have a limited amount of time. So an ETF is a fantastic way, especially if you don't have time at all to research
Exactly.
individual stocks. An ETF and an index fund is the best way to get exposure uh, and minimize your risk and have a diversity in your portfolio as well. It's the best solution for the majority of people, I think. If you have more time to research individual stocks, then yes, by all means, research individual stocks. If your pick is correct, you will earn money from your ETF investments and from the stock as well. So you will compound your gains. Obviously, if the stock goes down and the market in general goes down, you will lose money regardless. But as a lot of people say, time in the market always beats timing the market because you
Exactly.
cannot time the market perfectly.
Exactly.
You cannot do that consistently. You might do that once, but you cannot do that consistently.
Exactly. And another thing I like to tell people. Yes, you say you don't invest in the stock market, right? So I tell some of my people that's afraid to invest in the market. Your retirement is a stock. Your 401k is a stock. You,
Yeah.
I bet you didn't know that. Oh no, that's just a thing. This was somebody said, oh, that's just a thing that they do to protect your money. I'm like, how do you think your money makes money? They invest it in the stock market. It
Yeah.
is a stock. hey, hey, sometimes man, I have to just laugh, man, because it's just so hilarious. They said, oh man, it's not a stock, it's a retirement plan. I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's a
okay,
stock.
it's a stock. It's a stock. I said, call your retirement company. They'll tell you is a stock because I don't ever know if you heard of TIA Craft.
No.
That's a retirement plan we have over here in America based
Mm.
on where I work. And I love my investments that I have in that company. And my investments in TIA Craft are doing pretty well. And I said to myself, let me research some of these companies that I have in my TIA Craft. And the research that I've did in these companies, come to find out that's one of the reasons why I invested in the total stock market ETF,
Mm.
because I'm in my retirement plan. I'm invested in the total stock market ETF as well. In that, I say, you know what? Let me do it on my end while they do it
Mm.
on their end. But it's just so funny, man. People are just so afraid, right? When I say people are so afraid, the word is called FOMO,
Mm.
and they're afraid of missing out and they're afraid of getting in. I'm like, if you're so afraid, why invest? If you're so afraid, why do it? You know. But yes, you want to do it, but no. Hey, it's going up. You think I should sell? Oh, it's going down. You think I should sell? This is what I tell people. If you cannot handle this, then it's not for you.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, right? You're in this to make some money. You got to set a number that you want to reach. And if you reach that number, you have an option to get out or you can stay in and see what happens, right? Me personally, bro, I invested in AMC, right? Yes, it's a very risky play. I've gotten a nice return on it and I've secured that return. I got in it because I got in it at a very reasonable price and it
Mhm.
rolled up. Yes, it's cooling off right now, but all stocks has their time when they run up and when they cool off. And I don't necessarily have the time in the day, like you said, to study the charts and analysis and all of that because I work a regular job, just like every average Joe here in America, and just like everybody there in the UK. And I said to myself, I set alerts on my
Mhm.
phone. So when I get an alert, I pay attention. I pay attention to it. But at the same time, I just be telling people, listen, scared money makes no money. So if you cannot handle the heat, then subtract yourself from the situation because the markets are rough. The markets are very rough. I've learned that. I've learned that. I've learned that. Like a few months ago, we had a little. Few months ago, when I told people when we had COVID, the stock market crashed. Well, people say, "Oh no, it didn't." No, it did. I said the stock market crashed. That was a crash. The government came in and bailed it out. They delayed the inedible. So if you guys can't read between the lines and just know what's going on, then hey, listen, this world is not for you. This world is not for you. So if you want to put your money in the bank, go ahead, continue to put your money in the bank. Just know you're losing more money in the bank than what you're making in the market. And I've said I've made more money investing in the stock market than if I had put the money in the bank the traditional way. And there's nothing wrong with having money in the bank, yes, right? But at the same time, you need to have some of that money make money for you, whether you're going to invest in stocks, real estate, start a business, etc. But I urge people, educate yourselves because without educating yourselves, you just never know what will happen. You know,
Mhm.
you never know, and
Yeah.
to me it's kind of sad, but at the same time, FOMO, FOMO, man, FOMO.
Exactly. Uh, FOMO is the worst because you might do something that you haven't thought about, you haven't done your research about,
Yes,
and you might lose a lot of money that otherwise could have been working for you. As you said, you have to make your money work for you. And the funny thing is that Fidelity did a study a few years back, and they found out that the accounts that had the best returns in terms of percentages were accounts of dead people and accounts from people that forgot that they even had an investment account
yes,
because they had their money in the stock market working for them and they were not touching them. Essentially they were riding the ups and the downs, obviously, but cumulatively over a period of many years they were in a net positive. So
yes,
that's another thing that you need to understand, that investing in a company, investing in a stock, investing in an index fund, it's not something that will make you rich in, I don't know, a month. It might make you a month. There are people that made a lot of money over the GameStop era. Now with AMC, there are people that made a lot of money, but you never see the people that lost everything
nope,
because their
nope,
stories don't sell as much. And also, nobody wants to really admit that, you know what, I lost all my life savings buying GameStop at the very top, and then price went down
crash and
and I
burn,
lost everything.
crash
Nobody wants to
and burn.
admit that.
No, no, this is another thing. Chasing trends, man. People need to stop chasing the trends. because if you haven't got in it at a price where you could
Mm.
set the stop loss, you know,
Yeah.
and protect your money, then hey, you want to buy it at 50, that's on you. If you want to buy it at 60, that's on you. You know, like sometime on YouTube, I notice these other YouTubers. I'm just like, oh my god, man.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm just gonna leave it as there. At the end of the day, it's not my money, but at the same time, hey, I've heard a YouTuber said, "Hey, I put some of my life savings in this. I'm gonna ride it to the whole wheels drop off." I'm just like, okay, I get it, but I mean, you don't necessarily have to ride it to the whole wheels drop off. But hey, listen, it's your money, but just know you gotta pay attention to it, because one morning you wake up, your money could triple and double, and then one more the next morning.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's why I tell people you got to set up some safe plays, man, just in case. But we not financial advisors, you know,
Mm.
so we just sharing our thoughts on our opinions on it. And you know, some people will like what we say, some people won't like what we say.
Mm.
But you know what? We're just here doing this because we like sharing our knowledge out to the masses. And hey, this market to me is very interesting. I'm looking forward to see what happens next, because I really feel like we're gonna get more of a correction coming, because the market has been running up like crazy. A
Mm.
correction is coming. We just gotta buy our time and be patient. And what I'm doing right now is just building up some dry buying power. That's all I'm doing.
Mm.
Just building up my buying power, because I see some dividend plays I want to get in. You know, I seen some more growth stocks to me that has potential, that you mentioned you got into Nvidia the other day, right? I'm actually waiting for Nvidia to split before I get in it, you
Mm.
know, because I get the concept. Yes, you could invest in Tesla, Neo, but invest in the companies that makes a certain item that they need. I like that concept. So basically, they have they have a product that's always in demand, that's always needed. Why not invest in that? So yes, most definitely, man. So while
Mm.
everybody could spend all their money on this stock, that stock, you know, honestly, man, the only stock that I'm buying right now is Nokia. The only stock I'm buying right now is Nokia. Honestly, because I like the fact that they got the contract for all of Thailand. They got the contract for all of Thailand. And to me, Nokia is like at $5 and like 82 cents. And to me, I could for every 2 weeks, if I want to put money in that to build up my position in it, I can. I have like 125 shares of that. And I firmly believe that if Nokia keep getting more contracts, the sky has no limit for that stock. You know, so I'm just slowly building up my position in that. And they're one of the leading leaders in 5G. And they don't, yes, I know they had their own cell phone thing, but they're one of the leaders in 5G right now. So,
Exactly. Exactly. With companies like Nokia, they were making phones, and they were mostly known for making phones. And
yes,
some of their older phones in the mid '90s, early 2000s were legendary. But other companies overtook them, and they had a decision: either keep going at it and fail, or switch focus completely. And they chose the latter. They switched focus. They're now focused on wireless communications and mobile communications, and providing hardware at an infrastructure level. So that makes them a good company. They have a product that is in demand from very different countries, as you said, Thailand. They will get more contracts in the future. Of course, they're a well-known company with good products. So yeah, it probably is a good investment. Honestly, I haven't looked at the financials to invest in Nokia, but I do know what they're doing. And when I mention that to people, they say, "Oh, but they don't make phones anymore. Why would you invest in Nokia?" Yeah, but they do other things as well.
Yes. Yes, this is a concept I notice with people, right? Oh, they just know a person is just doing one thing. They should have stick to doing that. No, no. And the new CEO said he's looking forward to for Nokia to branch out to branch out to do more things. And honestly, man, that's the only stock I'm buying right now. I'm just putting aside my buying power. Oh my gosh, man. Hey, sometimes I crack my own self up, my brother, because it's hilarious, man. It's hilarious. It's so hilarious, man. Everybody's just chasing the trend. Yes, yes. If AMC gets the enough backing and enough supports, and if the shorts do cover, you could see a lot of money. But at the same time, man, like every day people hype up this stock every day. I'm not saying not hype up the stock. I'm not saying not to invest in this stock, right? But at the same time, you must know your own exit strategy.
Mm.
Because I hear people say 100K, 500K. I'm like, what? But at the same time, you know what? I am not their final answer, nor am I their financial advisor. So they must know their own exit strategy, you know. But hey,
Yeah,
to each his own, right? To each his own.
yeah,
To
of
each his
course.
own. And I must say, my brother, I want to do this with you again
Hmm.
because this, to me, this has been a very informative yet entertaining at the same time. And I know our schedule is very different, but you know I'm gonna reach out to you and let's know when you could do this. And who knows, we can even have Steve involved in this. You
Yeah,
know,
why not?
why
Why
not?
not? It would be
Yeah, because
interesting.
I love I love to watch Steve videos and just to hear his insights, man, because he has more time than me and you. So
Yeah.
so, so I want to hear his insight, man, because sometimes when I be watching his videos, I have to be pausing. I'm like, yo, I'm kind of jealous of Steve, man, because he has all of this time. Me, me,
Yeah,
me,
he does.
I just gotta skim through my notes and just take out the important parts and just project it out in a certain way. Him, he just has all the time to absorb it and like, okay, boom, let's do this. Wow. But hey, man, I just like the fact that you shared your thoughts, I shared my thoughts, and I'm looking forward to doing this again. In all honesty, bro, and you just gotta let me know when you want me to collab with you on something. You know, you reach out to me.
Hmm.
I'll make it happen, bro. And your live stream with with the two people that you interviewed, the guy and the girl.
Hmm.
I check both of them out, man, and I love it. I love it, especially when she said she invested in her investment. She mostly invested in Vanguard ETFs, stuff like that. I like that. I like that, and I'll be paying very close attention to them. And like going forward, man. If you want all of us on the screen one day, just we can all make that happen. You know, all four
Yeah.
or five of us. You know.
Yeah. Well, there's a will, there's a way, they say. So yeah,
Yes.
why not?
Why not, man? And I must say, I must say, um, I've learned a lot from your videos, especially ETFs, because I was a never a big fan of ETF because to me ETFs was too slow for me. But at the same time, I remember saying this to myself: Warren Buffett is a patient investor, and ETFs are patience. So because of you, what you're like one of them influence on me why I started to put aside some money in an ETF, and I will continue to throw money in the ETF. So thank you. I really thank you for
You're
emphasizing
welcome.
on ETFs, bro. You know, and I'm waiting for Nvidia split. I'm waiting for Nvidia split because I want a piece of that action. I don't want to miss out on that action. And hey, I'm just here. I'm just gonna ride the wave, man. I'm gonna ride the wave, and if the wave decides to crash and burn, hey, it was my choice. And at the same time, I could use that as a tax write-off.
Exactly.
So this is another thing. People don't understand. You cannot win all the time in the stock market. You have to take some losses. Hence, when you take losses, if you lose a certain amount, you pay nothing on taxes. Absolutely nothing on taxes. But you know, you know, people don't look at it that way. So
Yeah.
we just gotta leave them to their own vices, I
Mm.
should say, and they'll learn the hard way. They'll learn the hard way, and hey, I hope when they learn the hard way, they'll understand that hey, yeah, it's time for me to like start using this more.
Yeah.
Yes. So before we wrap this up, man, you have anything else you want to throw in for the masses?
Yeah. Well, as I said before, time in the market beats timing the market. And the best time to start investing is, well, now, regardless if you see this video today or in 2 years from now. The best time to start investing, if you haven't started already, is now, because time in the market over a long period of time will give you the best returns.
You hear that, people? She's basically telling you to stop being afraid, stop being scared, take some of that money out of the bank and go invest it and make it work for you. Okay? Clear as day. Clear as day. So if you heard it from Rasta Stocks, you heard it from Money, Whiskey, and Coffee. All right? I urge you guys to go check him out. He knows his stuff, and he's all the way from the UK, across the pond. So go check him out, guys. All right. This was a very interesting live stream. There's more to come. There's more collaborations to come. And don't worry, guys. We're going to do this again. And just stay tuned. Peace.